Hello, and welcome to Coding Koans, the show where together we'll explore the world of software, get better jobs, and change the world. My name's Ian Carroll, and today I am a senior software engineer. That doesn't mean much to a lot of people, but to me it does because I just got that promotion. With me today is Sarah Sunday. Sarah, go ahead and turn on your video. Hold on a second. Go ahead and say that again.
Hello.
Yay! Okay, cool. Sarah, welcome to the show again. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you too. Glad to be back.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Sarah Sunday is also a software engineer. Besides being a software engineer, she also writes science fiction. She collects rare books, and she has an excellent collection of skeletons. Now, Sarah, that skeleton in the back that's riding that moose, the antlers of the moose look like they're just really beefy skeleton arms.
It's a compilation of things that are skeleton-esque then.
Nice.
There's actually two skeletons and, of course, the antlers of the moose.
Oh, wait, is there a second skeleton back there?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Fell back a little bit, so he's not as prominent right now. He's taking it easy.
Yeah, it just looks like that one skeleton has like 3 arms.
Mutant skeletons.
Cool. Today we're going to build something that is not what you usually do, which is React and TypeScript. We're going to build something with Python, or I should say that's mostly been built. We're just going to demonstrate whether or not it works, and we're going to try this out. And while we're at it, we're going to talk about Twitch bots. So I've been working on this thing, but before we get into like the Twitch bot itself, let me go ahead and share my screen with you. This one. Share it. Okay, and let's bring this back. So the first thing I want to talk about is Hacktoberfest, which I have up here right now. You're seeing my screen, right, Sarah?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so Hacktoberfest, for those of you who have never heard of this, is something that that is there to encourage people to contribute to open source. So if you would like to help build things that actually affect the world around us, there are numerous projects that you can contribute to. It doesn't really matter how much code you know. What's really interesting about it is that it gives you some experience and some exposure. It's okay if you don't actually end up contributing anything. What's more important is that you try. And there are plenty of people and mentors out there who will very happily help you with this. And this program is one in which you can do that. I believe actually our Coding Koans repo might even count for Hacktoberfest. So if we go to Coding Koans here, right now I have the Twitch bot up, but besides that, there's also exercises in there. There are a lot of things. This Twitch bot needs some love. So if you see something that could be written better in here, even if it's something as simple as changing the README, then that is something that can work for Hacktoberfest. And also, by the way, if you do 4 pull requests for Hacktoberfest, regardless of whether or not they're actually merged into the code base, DigitalOcean, which is the company that does this, will send you a T-shirt. So, yay, you'll have a coding T-shirt. One, hopefully, that will be the beginning of a large collection of coding T-shirts. I don't know about you, Sarah, but I've got like 20 coding T-shirts.
I only have a few.
Really?
But the few that I have are like coveted, and are like supposedly rare or special. Quality over quantity.
Oh, B.E. Porter is in the chat right now. Hi, B.E. Porter. I'm going to call everybody by their Twitch handles rather than their names. Sarah and I both know B.E. Porter, but it's good to see you on there. So we're going to be working on this Twitch bot, and this is going to be written entirely in Python. Twitch bots can be written in other languages besides Python, though. In fact, the API for Twitch can be used with any language at all, as long as that language can sort of connect to the internet. In fact, Sarah, I'm not sure if you know about this. Have you heard of IRC before?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, I know what IRC is. Maybe you can explain it to everybody.
Internet relay chat. I had actually to look that up. They're like IRC chats are like kind of like, I want to say, old school ways of like chatting. If you have Emacs, you can actually just like an IRC chat like client built in. So you
Oh,
can
really?
meet with like IRC. You can find IRC servers and like chat with people through Emacs.
Well, you'll find this interesting, but Twitch is basically, the chat in Twitch is basically IRC, which means that perhaps that Emacs IRC chat could be used to connect to Twitch.
I wouldn't be surprised, which is probably someone doing that somewhere right now.
Yeah. So this is the second Twitch bot that I've built. The first one was in JavaScript, and it used the JavaScript's. They had like there's a little client that sort of abstracts away some details. But this one that I found from a guy named ClearTonic, I'm going to say guy, a person named ClearTonic, wrote a trivia bot. And this trivia bot we were going to use for another show on Outpost 13 that's coming back this weekend called Crockpot Cinema. And on Crockpot Cinema, they show a movie, something that's in the public domain. And they wanted to have a trivia bot in their chat so that people could sort of interact with this trivia bot while they're watching the show. Well, the Twitch trivia bot that was originally here could only do so much, didn't do exactly what we wanted. So I've spent the last 6 months refactoring this. Before, it did not have any tests. There was no such thing as a mock. There was no source file. It was all just one file, and that was it. One 500-line long file. So I've changed that now, and I want to see whether or not the changes I've made will work. So we're going to test this thing out. Sarah, are you currently on Twitch right now as well? Are you on the Twitch chat?
I will be in a few seconds.
Okay, cool. In the meantime, I am going to gift someone a subscription.
I'm in the chat. Where do I pop up the chat?
Great. This is frightfully entertaining, I'm sure. There are more buttons to push here than the last time that I did this. Oh boy. And there we go. Whoop. Thanks for stopping by, Brian. Sorry, I mean B.E. Porter. Oh man, I gotta get better about that. Any case, let us try and make this thing work. So you are in here, and I'm seeing you in the chat as well. So great, that's going to give us what we need. So let's take care of that. Are you seeing the actual code in Visual Studio now, right?
Yes, socket.py.
Great. Okay. That is not what we need to care about right now. What we need to care about is this config. The channel we need to change. Oh dear. I'm showing everyone my password. We're going to show people our password anyway. The password's going to expire in a little bit. So anyone who's watching, please don't spam me. All right. That's my security. We're going to go to the Outpost 13 channel. I'm going to use my name for the name of the bot. So when you see me show up, that's going to be the bot, unless, of course, I type, and I'll let you know. We're going to have our host port. These are the things that always stay the same. We're going to make you the admin. So you, Sarah, are about to become the boss of me. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. That looks right.
Yes, that looks right to me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have some questions that are already set in here as well. We're going to need a password. Let me see, what questions? That's questions asked. That shouldn't be around, actually. That's okay if it's there. I don't care.
This is like the doing it live curse.
Yeah, this is the doing it live curse.
Whenever you demo something or try to do something, there's inevitably going to be something that goes wrong that you didn't anticipate, or you just suddenly have an epiphany that something is wrong or needs to go away.
Yeah.
But only when you're doing it live and showing it to someone else.
Where'd all my mocks go? I had a bunch of other things in here.
The trivia code gremlins took them.
I'm just looking at the wrong thing. That's the reason why. I'm not sure how small this is. It might be pretty small for people to see. I'm going to try and up the size of this by a time or two. There we go. And let's see here. Oh, here we are. Here's a trivia set. All right. We're just going to copy this trivia set. Oh, wait.
I already appreciate these questions and answers.
I need to delete this trivia set. No, not the README, just this. Delete.
Whoa. Nice.
Move to trash.
Passing it forward is going on right now in the Twitch chat.
Oh, yeah?
B Porter gift paid it forward, the gift.
Oh, wow! Thanks, B.E. Porter.
Roy_Janik has a tier 1 sub.
Nice. All right. Bravo. Yeah, pay it forward. That's what the show is all about. It's about paying it forward. That's what this channel is about, too. Outpost 13 has a lot of stuff going on in it. But I'm trying to do 3 things at once. Hold on. Here we go. All right, so here are the questions we're going to ask. We're having a round 1, round 2, round 3. The questions for round 1 are simply, what's a diorama? And then, OMG, Han, Chewie, they're all here, is the answer. Questions for round 2 are, what is your name? Sir Lancelot of Camelot. What is your quest? To seek the Holy Grail. And what is your favorite color? Blue. And if you don't understand the reference to that or why it is that we're quoting Monty Python, it's because Python, the language, was named so because of Monty Python. So, yeah, that's cool. And then, are you a god? The answer, when someone asks you, are you a god? The answer is yes. So, alrighty. So we did this. We got that in there. The next thing we're going to need to do is I'm going to need to look through this long README that is designed for people who haven't coded before. And I'm going to skip to the point that I care about. Wait, red! Nice. So let's get to the point, okay. you can get the pass OAuth token from here. So we're going to do that. Again, please don't spam me. I'm going to do this on the air, and everyone's going to see this password. So please don't. Here we are. Let's copy that. And paste it into my config file.
Is this config file in version control, or is this like a...
Oh, no, I did not check this into version control.
Okay.
There's an example that is checked into version control that's in the mocks. Yeah. No, I'm not. Never do that, ever. Don't check in your passwords into version control. They will be there forever. You can delete them, but version control remembers what was there and what wasn't. So people can still go in and get them. So just don't.
There's even because GitHub is like, if you're punching a public repository, there are people have made apps that kind of scan commits, like the fire hose of changes to GitHub for people accidentally posting things. So scraping your passwords, or like this, or like database credentials, all the things. I think I know like one app that like it just streams all the commits happening, or finding all of these like vulnerable things that are in public repositories. Someone accidentally committed something.
Yeah, that's true. Just don't do that. Now you can get rid of it, but it's an onerous task if you do accidentally commit something in. But it's not as simple as just deleting it at that point. Anyway, we have this in here, and now everyone has had a nice long time to copy down this password. Let's move on to open up a terminal. And we're going to use the terminal inside of... why isn't that working? Huh.
Because you asked it to do it, and now it feels like it's being commanded.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't want to do that. That's okay. I've got other terminals I can use. Let's use iTerm. Okay, iTerm. You didn't disappear. You're my new friend. Let's make you small enough that I can make you large enough that you'll be able to see.
Look, another reference, Excalibur.
Yes, that's true. My computer, I named it Excalibur because I'm a nerd. Get over it. Now, let's do... I need to get into coding koans. I need to get into the Trivi. Let's see. Good. Okay, here we are. So if I remember correctly, actually, I don't need to remember correctly. I could just go ahead and use this. We're going to use the go live command.
Ooh.
Just like this. Just like this. Nope, that's not the right thing. But that is my password, so keep looking at that, because,
Misdirection.
Here we go, moment of truth. Let's see if it runs. That's good. Good.
Ooh.
Oh, look, it showed up.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to type in bang go and see what happens.
Is it thinking? It's very promising.
Chat message from Sarah Sunday, go. It should have recognized that as a command. And I'm wondering why it didn't.
Go Power Rangers.
Yeah, let's try stop. This should kill the bot.
Oh no. It's grown too strong. It won't listen to our commands.
It won't.
Oh no.
That's so strange. No, that's not going to do it. All right. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Let me kill it for a second, and let's do a dry run. Okay. So when someone issues a stop command in the dry run, which doesn't actually run any code, this just goes up against a mock, it seems to work fine. So I'm wondering why it is that when we go live, it doesn't. Now I know that the tests are working for this because they're like, I have a full test suite. So if something is wrong, it's because of something that isn't that I'm not testing for properly. And there it is again. Now,
Could it be something with the config?
Perhaps. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. So the first thing that happens, we have this. So we're going to have a worker, which is an option worker, and a socket with a config file set with options. Cool. It's obviously going to the right place for its connection, because otherwise it wouldn't work at all. Something's happening here with this route commander, because the connection is working. And it looks like it's at least logging when someone says something. Chat message from Sarah Sunday. It gets that far. But it doesn't get any further than that. And I'm wondering why not. Now, it could be the way in which this stuff is constructed. So we're going to have a Trivy app, and we're just going to pass it the connection and the route commander that are already built. And they should both be ready to go. And we have all of our commands right here. Do I need to type something into all? Is that the problem? I'm surprised that it's not giving me any logs of bad information.
Is it possible it's not recognizing me as an admin? So it's just saying, taking the input and being like, you can't do anything, so keep going on.
No, because actually the bot, if you issue a command and you're not allowed, it'll actually say something about that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it's not doing that. So, let's see. I have a feeling it might have something to do with the concurrency that I'm using in the polling strategy. So the connection scans for messages, and then while it is, it tries to get a response if there is a new response. And when there is a new response, when there's a ping, it sends a pong. That's definitely happening. If it doesn't listen to itself, which is one of the reasons why I need you here. But the response body, it logs this response. Hold on a second here. Wait a minute. It's not setting that. Oh no, here it is. Response body. I think this is it. I think the problem is that when I log a response, it's just logging the response. But then why would it stop when I do a dry run? That's so weird. It shouldn't stop in that case. It should never stop if that was the case. But what I'm looking at here is I'm seeing that we're going to report this raw response. And to report the raw response, we get a response. We have a ping. We have a username here, which, and then if that username is our own name, we're just going to return whatever the last response is and be done with it. Otherwise, we're going to get a response body, but the only thing we're doing is logging that response body. We're not actually sending it off to what, what we need to do is this. I think we're going to need to add in a self.lastResponse, because normally the self.lastResponse is bot, no message is received. That's how it initializes. But we're not actually setting that. Hold on a second here. Is this the right place to put this? This might log it too much. It might be. Because it might just do this once every like 120 times a second if we do it this way. But I'm thinking that we set it here.
You're setting self.lastResponse on line 38 and 40. 38 is actually the return.
Yeah.
This function.
And we do that. We return that down here in username and response and log response. So we should actually be doing that. Huh. We return it, right?
Yeah.
What's going wrong? Well, we could check the commander and just see. Like, all right, so basically the commander also has a last response, right? And the last response is the same. And so what's supposed to happen is that it listens for commands. Did we initialize it? Does this initialize? When we do the bot, yeah, here we are. Here's our thread pool executor, which has two things. And we are going to take the connection from here, which is passed in, and we're just going to scan for messages. And then in the commands, our router, right, which is our commander, we're just going to listen for commands. So that should be working. It's going to submit both of these things as thread pools. So they should be working concurrently. And so this should be listening for stuff. Let's see if we get a whole lot of stuff back as we sort of debug this thing. If this is right, then we should see like 1 million of these come back, right?
And if we don't, something terrible has happened.
Yes. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That much is happening. Good. So that means that whatever is going wrong, it's somewhere in this commander. Or it's in the pass-off between the commander and the connection. So we're going to connection last message. Check connection's last message. Self.sleep a certain amount of time. Self.connection seconds per message.
What is the sleep set at now?
It's going to be set at whatever the connection's seconds per message is. So it will check once per time that the connection checks. We're getting some PC or some PC slowdown here as we try to execute like this code along with trying to run the stream. So apologies if you're seeing a delay. Okay. If the last response is not equal to the connection's last response, respond to the new message. Let's put something here. Oh boy, this is slow. Hey, that's new. Let's see if we get something back now.
Rise.
Immediately. It gets, hey, that's new. That's interesting. So it is getting there. Type something in. Yeah, hey, that's new.
Okay, that's good.
It gets it. So then why
So
isn't
is it parsing it?
Yeah, something's going wrong. All right, shutting that guy down. Oh man, this is really killing my machine. Just killing it like so hard right now. So it tries to do all of this stuff for me all at the same time. It's a good machine.
This is why we get expensive MacBooks.
And yet this expensive MacBook is not really all that great for streaming. Okay, so it gets that far. Username. Okay, so last response is now set to the connection's last response. We're just going to assume that that's working. The username is going to be the last response 0. Message is the last response 1. This is just destructuring that tuple. I could do this another way, but this is the way I did it when I wrote it a while ago. So self.commands. Oh, that's interesting. Where do my commands come from? I just bring them in. And then let's take a look how this is being constructed over here. All.commands.
So source/commands.
Yeah, there is. Inside here, and here's my all. Commands is going to return, oh, look at this. Look what it's returning.
Oh, that's...
It returns tuples. But that's not the string. No wonder it's not working. I'm wondering how this ever worked. Okay, so let's go to the
That makes sense.
go.tuple. Let's just take a look at that real quick. So the go.command is the first one here.
Okay, so does a tuple mean when it's like, or you're turning it into a tuple? So if you
Yeah.
go dot.
So the tuple will contain 3 things. A validation thing, the command itself, or the commands, the string that makes the command go, right? And then the actual code that's supposed to run.
Yeah.
Okay. So the problem is that I'm checking to see whether or not the thing that you just wrote was the whole tuple, rather than just the string that I care about. So if I come back to the commander, in theory, oh, yeah, we're going through those. If message is in command 0.
What's in command/all? Like, how are we calling for go? Are we calling go like the tuple of go or something else?
And so no, we should be able to find this in here.
I meant in the source/commanders/all.py.
All right, you want to go back to the all?
Yeah.
Let's close up some of these things. These are all fine right now. We don't need to worry about that. BE Porter, it's not the cores, the problem. It's the GPU. and the GPU on MacBook Pros is not sufficient for the needs of streaming. When I have my new machine, which I am very soon to construct, it will have many GPU. So when that happens, things will perhaps be better, and I can finally do coding Koans v2. That's a little ways off, though. Not too far, but a little ways. Okay. So getting back to this, I think we've come down to the idea that this is working, because we're going to iterate through all of our commands, right? And we're going to check to see whether the message, which is the last response 1, is equal to the command here.
We can prove it's working by debugging it like this.
Hey, that's a command. Let's try it again.
Go, Power Rangers.
There it is. And
Oh.
look at that.
Doesn't hit?
It doesn't. Something
Oh,
went
wait,
wrong.
I did it again, I think, because it didn't do it
What?
again. Oh, the message is identical.
Nope.
That's what
All
I
right.
was thinking was the all.py. If like like this code is working, but what we're providing it isn't what it thinks it is.
Yeah. I'm thinking that that's probably, it's something like that. Let's print some other stuff.
Like what command?
Let's print command 0.
Yeah.
And let's print message too. And that way we can see the difference right next to each other. Now I should iterate over 2 things each time, because it's inside of this for loop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's log on again and see what's going on. Go ahead and give me a command. What the hey? That is exactly what it is. Why is this saying that the message does not equal the command? Because it totally does.
Well, I just put test down. Can we look back and see what it looks like with the test?
Yeah, here it is. See? And here we
Okay.
can see it is the same thing. Is there some
Interesting.
white space going on here? Are we dealing with some sort of encoding issue?
How does Python do equality with like strings? Is there like a different form of equals we need?
No, this definitely, I know this works because I have some tests wrapped around it. But yeah, this is where the problem is. The problem is right in here. Something about this works locally and doesn't work in production. Because production is sending us something back that looks exactly like, yeah, Unicode. Yeah, I thought this was Unicode, and I thought we were taking care of that, though. B.E. Porter was trying to say, so if we go back to our connection, where are your connection? So when we're doing this, we're decoding it as UTF-8.
Can we strip the white space out of it? Like trailing white space? Just to make sure it's not like some sort of view with like, padding with like an empty string on the end.
Do I have Mr. Clean on here? I do. Great. I should be able to do this then. It's a little helper function I made. Mr. Clean takes a command, strips it of its white space, lowercases everything so that they'll match.
And it's actually probably good if you type in like capital G go, it would still work.
Perhaps, unless of course someone didn't mean that in that case, in which case I might use another method besides Mr. Clean. So yeah, this is my helper, and it's going to be, where is it? Where is Mr. Clean? So Mr. Clean is in helpful. And here's Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean is very helpful.
So Mr. Clean lowercases it, letters only, and then returns it.
Okay, so that would strip out the exclamation point.
It would, which means anyone who types in go. But let's just do this way.
Yeah.
And maybe this will... it should be more permissive in any case after doing this. Did I save that? Did I save that? I think I did. No, I don't want this. I need to come back to the commander. So we're going to Mr. Clean the message and Mr. Clean the command. And if it's a white space issue, this should show up as different. Unless, of course, like there's something different about, even though those two bangs look exactly the same, there's like a character in there that shouldn't be there. Or like, yeah, who knows? But let's run it and see if this makes any difference.
Oh, shoot. I was trigger happy. I did it before.
Oh, you did?
Whoops. Oh, now it's going to rate limit me.
And there we are. Give it a...
Okay, I'll do stop. Oh, what?
The bot has received the stop command. And you killed the bot.
Dead.
Oh my gosh, I think we discovered it. We discovered what the issue is. Something is different about the way in which Twitch is sending us back characters, and it's giving us like there's some sort of an invisible character in there that we're not seeing that is causing the issue. Which means that I have a way forward to do this better, so that it's a little bit more appropriate. We're not necessarily going to use Mr. Clean, but we may use another Mr. Chat, if you have a new name for our new helpful Mr. That is not Mr. Clean, it needs to be something else. I'll name it whatever it is that you say, chat. So within reason. But yeah. So let's see. So in that case, if we go live again and you hit the go command, let's see what happens when you do that.
Okay. Well, while it's working, let's try it out.
Yeah. And it looks like we're live.
Oh.
Look at that. It started. Round 1, fight. What's a diorama?
Oh, I have to type in all those words. It's like Han.
OMG, Han, Chewie, they're all here. Oh my gosh, it's working! This is so cool.
God, I think I did it best I can. Oh, yeah.
Winner! You got it. Here are the leaders for this round. Look, there was only one person who scored, so guess what? They get the gold. That's you. Let's hit go again. Do another go command. What is your name? You don't bother hitting go again. If you do, I think it should actually say.
Yeah, we're keep going until you have winner. Or tell me I'm wrong. So it's Sir Lancelot, Camelot.
It should be.
Okay.
Winner, yeah. What is your quest? Chat, you can type things in here too, by the way, if you want to play along with us. The Holy Grail? No, that isn't it. It's you have to be word perfect. But close. B.E. Porter, that is real close. In fact, I'll put up the answers just so everyone can see them. Oh, we should actually be able to see questions asked being populated. Look at that. It is. Good. Okay.
I find it interesting that the bot is receiving the chat faster than it's showing up on my Twitch screen.
Yeah, that is that's kind of freakish, but okay. So it's a clairvoyant bot. Let's just we're just gonna say that's how it works. Okay, it's a clairvoyant bot. You can see a hint there, and it looks like Holy Grail mostly matches B.E. Porter. But you might see, oh, there we go. Oh, and what is your favorite color? Nice. Oh, looks like B.E. Porter beat you, Sarah.
I like how I posted first and he posted second, but he wins. It's awesome.
And here are the leaders of the end of this round. B.E. Porter is in 2 points. Sarah Sunday, you have 1. You want to go ahead and run that third round?
Oh yeah, we do go, right?
Yeah, you gotta do go again. I love it. Nice. B.E. Porter, when someone asks you if you are a god, you say yes! And it looks like B.E. Porter has won the game.
Now, how does the emojis show in the Python bot?
I haven't tried that yet. That would be an enhancement, which, by the way, if you happen to be someone who is interested in Hacktoberfest, you might consider submitting a PR to this bot to allow it to have emojis. And I would be very grateful. Or for that matter, coding the emojis into the actual chat. By the way, if we want to change the way in which this thing says stuff, this is a really easy way to change things. I sort of designed this thing so that it would be fairly easy to go in here and muck around, which we've already seen. We figured out what the problem is, and we've solved it. I'll have to do a commit a little bit later for that, which is going to be awesome because I'm happy about that. So let's see, where is this? It's not in commands, it's not in helpful, it's in messages.
Real quick?
What?
Can I switch to the terminal real quick?
Are you... Oh.
Like your iTerm.
It shows up. It shows up in my terminal.
Some of them do.
Some of them do. Some of them don't. That's interesting
Looks
that
like
the Outpost 13 specific ones, or the oh.
Makes sense.
I think
actually.
I'm getting it. I think I know what might be going on here. So if you notice that, Sarah, when you posted the Outpost 13 thing, nothing came up. It didn't show up on my screen, right? The Twitch native ones, yeah. The Twitch native ones aren't showing up. How curious. Curiouser and curiouser. I wonder if I have to pay Twitch in order to actually have my bot display its own Twitch-specific emojis. That would be weird, but I don't know. Who knows? There's plenty more to explore here. But let me come back in. Yeah, look. Oh, no, look, there it is. Sir Sad shows up.
As Sir Sad, instead of the sad helmet, the helmet.
Yeah. It shows up the name. I bet if you were to hover over it, yeah, it says Sir Sad. So it brings it back as the name. I bet if I was to type that out and send that out, it wouldn't. But maybe colon that might. Anyway, we'll figure it out. In time. There's plenty more to do here. But if you go into messages, and you'll see that there's two different sets of messages. Ones that are meant for the terminal. These get sent here. And then another set that are for the Twitch chat itself. So if we wanted to add in emojis, we can put them here. And this is bothering me. Why is that syntax highlighted like that? Does that mean that I did something wrong there and that sometime randomly it's going to break? Maybe. We'll find out. But we have a bot. It works. It's going to be used on Crockpot Cinema, which is just in time because, oh man, that show is just coming up, and I'm glad that I finally got this thing built. If you would like to contribute to this project, you can go to github.com/codingkoans/trivy, or just go to /codingkoans and just muck around, enjoy, have fun. You're not going to break anything, and if you did, it'll be a learning experience for me. So, cool. So that's going to be about all we're going to do for the coding part of this. Sarah, do you mind if I stop sharing my screen?
Nope, no issue there.
Cool. Well, geez. All right, you are in that direction. So, and no, point the other way. That's so now we're going to look like on screen like we're going to give each other a high five. Ready?
Oh, geez.
Here we go. Oh, that was too far. Oh, that's too far. Oh, man. Oh. Lag is killing us. There we go. Yeah. Aha. Yes.
There we go.
Ha. Okay, cool. So that's the show. We have built a bot. We have demonstrated that the bot works. We have taken care of that last little thing that was making the bot not work. And Sarah, I was glad you were here for that. So much of coding is just going through and printing stuff out, seeing like, is this being called? Is that being called? So many little things like that. Sarah, that was like 90% of your job when you were at Aethelite, if I remember correctly.
I think it's anyone's job. I do that a lot now too.
Yeah. Usually the tests take care of a lot of that for us, and that helps narrow the scope down as to what could be going wrong. So yeah, but yeah, so we need to clean up that script a little bit, and then it works.
My vote for Mr. Clean 2.0 is Mr. Scrub.
Mr. Scrub? Okay. Yeah. We're going to do Mr. Scrub then, because the fingers looked like Dragon Ball Z fusion is what B.E. Porter is saying. Cool. And Evelyn Daughter says bots are great. Yes, I agree. Bots are great when they work, and even when they don't, we learn something. So, what else did we learn besides printing things out and just sort of going through those little steps?
Even if you test, there are things that you might not anticipate. Like that's why I do like full integration tests with Twitch, because they're sending something in a way that we didn't think they would.
Yeah.
The test didn't cover it, but now we can work to, have the test cover for what Twitch is actually sending us.
Yeah, that's another good point. Is that at some point you got to give it like a full-on run. You can't just fly with instruments only forever. You got to actually test it out against the real world. But the tests mean that it narrows it down a little bit for you. So, yeah. Cool. I guess that's about it. We don't have very much else to say. I do have some things to say, though, because there are some people I need to thank. My production liaison is Matt Pittner. Designer is Aaron Harvey. He has a show called Infinite Trek. It's on Saturdays where he talks about Star Trek. We love Star Trek here at this channel. I'm not sure if you know this, Sarah, but I love Star Trek. So, yes. Besides that, marketer is Lucas Fanasic, and he is on a show called Two Liars, which is tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're still doing that, but it's a game show, and there are two liars, and one person is telling the truth, and you have to figure out who it is who's telling the truth. It's a lot of fun. If you're not seeing it here, check out the videos on demand for it, which if you are a subscriber, then you get access to all of those. You get to see those shows. Then our bot master is Cody Bushy. He's the one who built the actual bot that is running on this show, besides the one that I just built right now. Mine is sort of a hobby project. He's the one who actually makes sure that the bots run. Thank you so much, Cody. Music is by Arlo Sanders and Alex Khan. And they have a show called Made Up Music. It's going to be on next. It's going to be on at 7 o'clock, and I think it's tonight is their final show up until the next season. So definitely check that out. They are awesome, and I love the music they do, which, you know, part of the reason why I have it on my show. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Sarah, thank you. Sorry, let me look at you in the right direction. Sarah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, now comes the time when we awkwardly end the stream. Ready? Here we go. Just like every engineering call that there is, it always ends in a really awkward way. So we're just going to lean right into that and just do a really awkward thing. Bye, everybody. I just got to close this thing this way. And are we off? I think we're off.
just a man. just a man. When you start Zen, a mountain is a mountain, a river is a river. But when in Zen, a mountain is not a mountain, a river is not a river. After learning Zen, a mountain is a mountain,